Hello, Mint. How you doing? I wish it was raining. What is up? I know that the game has rain sounds, but I wish it was raining outside. Usually I wait a few more minutes, but I kind of want to play, so I'm just gonna play. Wait. How? Oh, there you go. Have you seen me play this game before? I don't remember. Nope. Actually, that's wrong. I'm trying to use my new keyboard and it's very confusing. Ah! It was... You think you have? Okay. Yeah. It's literally just this. It's just a real simple platformer game. It's cute and I like how it looks and I like playing it, so we're playing it. Staple game. Ah. Nope. You've seen someone playing it, you believe it was me. Okay. Yeah. It's likely that it was me. I've been playing this game a bit. Just like a bit. Just a few. Because it's fun for me. I don't know if you can hear my keyboard. I think you can. I don't know how to change my mic settings so you can't hear the keyboard. So we're just gonna have to use your thing. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna just live with the keyboard sounds because I don't want to use my computer keyboard, or well, the laptop keyboard. Yeah, a little bit is not bad. Okay, that's fine. I can deal with a little bit, not bad. It might get louder. I don't think there's like an actual goal to this game. I think it's seriously just... I know there's not actually a goal. It's procedurally generated, but still. It's just fun. I think this is kind of like made as a demo for Silent Melody, which is the version of this game that has like, what's it called? Combat. I'm tired. I did nothing today. Tired. Noida? I don't know what that game is. Nope. I do kind of wish that this used more than one hand on the controls. My right hand feels useless right now. I have school starting next week, which at least is a week later than most people start school, but I'm kind of not excited. I spent basically all of summer being able to do whatever I want and not have to do regularly timed things, and I don't want to go and do regularly timed things again. But it's only for like a couple of months and not years. It means you need to play it twice and map it out. Yeah. Map it to each hand. Oh, can I do that? I probably could, but I don't want to do that. I could do that, but that also seems more complicated because I've already learned how to use it with one hand, play with one hand, and I'm not great at it, but I can at least play it and not suck, and I can like get somewhere with it. I also don't know how I would map it to using two hands. Like, would I do movement with one hand and then jumping and dashing with the other hand? I guess I probably could do that. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. I guess I could technically. Oh, running two games at once? Oh god. The amount of brain power that would use. Yeah, no, that'd be so much. That would be so much at once to do. I also don't know if my computer could handle that. I wonder if it could. That'd be interesting. I want that, but I don't want to fall into the water. I'll fall into the water if I try to go down there. Nope. I always wonder how much delay people are on when they watch me. What's your... Do you know how much delay you have? How would you measure how much delay you have? Is it... I guess it'd just be by counting. Or maybe you can count how long it takes for your comment to show up on to the screen. There we go. I like this game especially because it's dark. Like, the colors are muted. It makes it hard to see, but then I also don't have to look at lots of bright colors, which is part of the reason I was gonna say I swear if I fall into the water. Because I tried to hit 3. Yeah, right there. What was I saying? Wow, I really distracted myself. I have no clue what I was saying. It's dark, that's what I was saying. Because I like Dwarf Romantic, but the actual game is so very bright. Which is fun, but makes it hard to see. This, on the other hand, is quite dark, and I can actually look. I can look at it for extended periods of time. And I like that it rains. I'm working on a cosplay of... I don't know if this character has a name, the player character here, but I want to do a cosplay. Hello, Kai. I want to do a cosplay of the, of a little guy that I am right here. Hello. And I bought... Don't do that to me. I bought, things for it. I bought fabric. Fun fact, I wonder about what? Ah! Right, nope. What am I talking about? Share some lore on myself? Like on the on Bridge or on Redacted? Like story lore or like real life lore? What do you want? Or not really story lore. Is it a story? If it's, I guess it's a story. Yeah, it's a story. Roleplay lore. Bridge? Okay. I don't know. You keep asking me for lore on the same topics, and I'm like, what am I supposed to offer you? There's not much going on. It's like the same things. Because it's not a story that like continuously happens. So these are just facts. It's lagging. Is it? I have 60 FPS. It might be your Wi-Fi or your device. What was I saying? It's the Bridge lore. it's like the same lore you've had. Bridge hasn't done anything different, or you've been there when Bridge has done different stuff. Because again, unlike other stories, this is developing in real time, and like Bridge doesn't exist when I'm not streaming or in the Discord and stuff. On the hallway virus, that's cheating. It's not a virus, okay? So it's this is full going into the territory of other things, which is fun. Or yeah, into the territory of things that I've actually created, like written down, which is fun. So I can actually tell you about this. So it's not a virus or like an actual illness / sickness. The hallway itself is full of potential, right? I don't know if I've explained this before, but we shall talk about it. It's full of potential. That's what the void is. That's what you're swimming in. It's basically nothing, but it is the ability to be literally anything, so it's weird. The problem with that is... Hello. The problem with that is it can't be anything and still be itself. So it like it wars with things that have an identity, is what it is. Congrats, using data again. You got it. I'd say you gotta stop doing that, but you're not gonna listen to me. Unstable data at that. Woof. What was I saying? So yeah, the hallway is full of potential, or is just potential. All the little windows into the universes, that's how potential gets into the universe, blah 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 blah. That's other information that is not important. It's going. It's a quiet day for it's a day for quiet contemplations. What am I saying? Kai infected. Kai did not get infected because it's not it's not organic. Anyway, so what happens is that it does not do well when a lot of potential is put into not a lot of identity, because potential, the hallway essence, the potential of the hallway will try to go back to being what it is. It does not like individuality. Not really. It is attracted to it, but more in effort to destroy it, kind of thing. So when you get too much of it in you, or like anything that has its own unique identity gets too much of it inside of it, what happens is they start to break down, but not in a way that is generally understood. Like, they don't they do deteriorate, but they don't like rot or die or any of that. What happens is they start to become less of an individual. Depending on how it happens to you, or like the circumstances, it can happen in a few different ways. Like for one of my characters who actually gets affected. Is that spoilers? No, we're not gonna talk about it. That's fine. For example, stags are what the quote-unquote creatures that are completely affected by these things are, and that's short for stagnators. So what happens is that they can't change, sort of. How do I explain this? So what happens with a stagnator is, because it gets so inundated. I don't know how to pronounce that word anymore. Because it gets so full of potential, it can no longer be anything. Because weirdly, counterintuitively, it can no longer change, or else it stops being the ability to change. So they stop and are whatever that is, and it's basically whatever is left. And it kind of just completely destroys, quote unquote destroys, it resets and unmakes everything or anything that it touches, and that's kind of what happened to Kai. And that is why we're just so concerned about making sure it stays out, because the thing about the bunker and the thing with the universe is it's kind of like, think of it as like a membrane that surrounds the universes and the bunkers and whatever, which keeps out all of the hallway essence and keeps whatever individual uniqueness of whatever place it is inside, to keep like the creations protected. And that membrane, quote unquote, it's not an actual membrane, but yeah, whatever, is powered by whatever is living inside of it that has like free will and the ability to make decisions to finalize change into something. So yeah, it's weird. Let me see stags or moose tomorrow. Anyway, that's the quality issues are questionable. You're on a trip, say hello. Stags or mooses. Megafauna. Just the moose. Only stags, no deer. Stags I just thought was a fun name because I've been trying to name them for a while, and I was getting really annoyed that I couldn't, because originally they were a different, they came from a different story that I was creating. More East Canadian? North American megafauna. The only ones. Cool. What was I saying? Yeah, no, they came from a different thing that I was creating because we love to reuse ideas. Because I'm precious with my writing, and I hate killing my darlings, but I really have to be better at that. I'm practicing it, I swear. But I find it difficult, and sometimes it just works in other settings, okay? I'll do what I please. No. And so they were originally from something else. They were called the Stolen because I'm terrible at name ideas. They're kind of still called the Stolen, but Stags is a more fun name, so I'm going with Stags. And they also do have a bunch of alternate names that I came up with because it was fun. But the original idea is that they were, because it was a magical, of course, fantasy universe. The original idea with the Stolen was that they were people who had their souls stolen from their bodies, which is sort of how it works still. It's a very similar concept. When people become stagnators, what happens is they just become people, but like lowercase p, and there's no, they can't ever be persons again. They're no longer persons. They stop being persons. They're just people. It's just a group of people. They have no identifying characteristics. They're people. They may look a certain way. They don't. And they can also, because they're kind of representations of permanent not change, they can spread, quote unquote. You can't see me, but I'm making finger quotes. They can spread the stagnation. It's not an infection, so it's hard, weird to say. They can spread it to anything that they touch. Really, most things that they touch. Yeah, you can get illness, quote unquote. It's not an illness. It's kind of like, I like thinking of it as instead of like an illness or like a disease, as more like an environmental effect. It's environmental damage. The Mellow Vibes tag I thought was funny because it says Mellow Vibes but in all caps, like it's being screamed at you. Mooses. Yes, moose. Possibly. Could be Meese. Meese is so funny. Word origins are so funny. We'll be able to watch it all. That's fine. We're just hanging out. It's no big deal. Wait, Kai, are you satisfied with your information? Plug him. Love it when water is a struggle. Sometimes I'll drink, nope, not late enough. Sometimes I'll drink water, and when I swallow it, I make a face as if it's something that is not water that I'm drinking. Like it has, like, a strong flavor. I always find that funny. It's a genuine reaction, it's just a weird reaction, I think. Your video is frozen. Unfortunate. Ooh-woo. I haven't ooh-wooed in so long. Woo! Sits up straight. I'm feeling emotionally bereft right now. I finished The Good Place today. Because I was watching that while my parents were in Thailand, and it's a good show. It's a good show, and I'm upset that it's over, but also I recognize that the ending is like an important part. Yeah, the ending is an important part of the story and the narrative and stuff like that, but I'm still upset about it. I like that show a lot. Anyway, I think I have discovered, I think it's actually like a comfort show now, which rarely happens. Cause I'm like very we'll see because there's like, I don't get comfort shows, unfortunately, or like comfort pieces of media. I either obsess over it or I cannot watch it again or like consume it again. I think this is just like a casual watch thing. Very excited about that. That's cool. Also, so much a thing that now you gotta watch One Piece? No. God, no. It's also something that deals with topics that I love to talk about. And, well, less to talk about, but more to think about. Things like philosophy. And like, character growth and existentialism. And things like that. I think it's so fun. And also, a very good show. It was written very well. And is very funny. And how many times did I watch Sherlock? To be honest, twice. All the way through, twice. The first time I watched it, and then the more recent time I watched it in November? Or September? I don't remember. Last November? How many times have I watched certain episodes? I cannot count, because I don't think I've rewatched the entire episode. I think I've just, rewatched certain, like, replayed certain scenes. Actually, no, I watched season 3 again recently. Not season 3, series 1. They're not seasons. I don't know why they're not seasons, they're series. I watched series 1 again because I watched series 1 again. That is not a comfort show, that is something else entirely. It's... Don't worry about it. Problematic faves. Terrible. So stupid. We're not thinking about Sherlock right now, it's fine. It's fine. We don't need to talk about it. I've seen that, I think it is a TikTok, but obviously I didn't watch it on TikTok. I saw it on YouTube because, yeah, no, that's it. I saw it on YouTube. Uncomfort show, yeah. Discontent show. Or discomfort show. That's how words work. And it was something like, if like you're gonna be paid for talking about one topic for 30 minutes, what topic would it be, or something like that, or like would you be able to do it, or something, I don't know. And I'm just thinking about it, it's like, there are so many things, there are genuinely so many things that I could do that with. Literally, I could do that with most things that I can talk about. I almost do that actually no, I do that for free regularly for several hours. And someone goes on a tangent, yeah. Discomfort, yeah. The word is discomfort. You gotta watch Hannibal? No, I don't think I will. I watched Good Omens. Did I say that? Did I mention that? I watched, because they're free on Amazon. It's free on Amazon Prime. I watched the Good Omens 1 and the Good Omens 2. The second one. I liked that as well. That was fun. Also things like, being a good person. Yeah, relating to, like, in storylines related to being a good person and what you can, like, how you can help other people and things like that. And funny little immortals being funny little immortals. I enjoyed that. That was good. I also watched The Witcher because fantasy vibes. No, that's it. Mostly fantasy vibes. I thought it was kind of dumb. Apparently most people also think it's kind of dumb. I think the relationships went a little bit fast. Not a little bit fast. The relationships were too fast in The Witcher. I don't know why. There's so much context that I'm assuming is missing because it's books. I think you just like to talk. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Apparently, the showrunners of The Witcher do not like The Witcher? Did not? I don't know. Which is a hilarious thing to be true, if it's true. Why would you... I mean, I get money, but why would you... Anyway. Henry Cavill, I'm going to bet you so much money that a lot of people saw it for Henry Cavill. I'm not actually betting you any money. I don't have any money to bet. That's a lie, I do, but I don't want to bet any money, so I do not. But yeah, it was a lot of things happening very fast, and a plot that seemed to go about at a pace, but it was it was really weird. They were doing some real weird stuff. And there was that one, I don't know if you've watched it, but there was that one episode where it's at the, it's at that ball that they're hosting for all the wizards, sorcerers, whatever they're called. And it felt like it was making you rewatch the same scenes like 4 times, and I got really frustrated with that, and I like skipped a big section of the episode because it's just like, I literally just watched this. Why are you making me watch it a second time? I actually thought that I'd accidentally like went back in the episode because it was the exact same scenes over again. I was like, oh, okay, I accidentally rewound the episode. Okay, I'll just go more forward. Then I went forward and I got to parts that were happening in the same scene that I was like, I've seen this before, but they were not scenes that I'd watched before. So I was like, what is happening? Why? Yaskier is the best character? Yeah, I think most people think he's the best character because he's like just like a guy. I think a lot of people really do like characters that are truly just little guys. Just funny little men. Specifically funny little men. Who just are. We're just there. We're just there. But yeah, my biggest problem was that a lot of the relationships felt unearned because things were happening, like relationship development was either non-existent or was happening off screen because of course it was. And then there was also, I get telling a non-linear narrative, but they only did that for like a few episodes and then they didn't do that and then they went to do that again and it was messy and it's like, why are you doing it like this? Why? It's weird. Stop it. So I was kind of put off by that. And oh my god, this was actually something I kept thinking. I hate a lot of like the sorceresses outfits because they look really bad in the context of the show. Because it's all like fantasy. I gave it a little bit of a pass because it's because they're magic and theoretically I think they can make things that are not real. Or not make things that are not real, but make things that are like normal fantasy medieval people wouldn't be able to get necessarily. But god, some of the outfits were just did not fit the vibes whatsoever of the actual show. Like you have Henry Cavill walking around looking vaguely medieval, right, in his linen shirts and stuff like that. And then you have I don't actually know her name, the actress who plays Yennefer, but she's wearing sequins and it's like, what? Why? What? And so, okay, I was like, sure, we'll go with the cuts being pretty modern, that's whatever. But god, the material, it was so distracting. It was actually so distracting with that. Also, they weren't letting the characters have dirty clothes, which I found really weird, and I felt like it would have been a lot more effort to do that. Alright. Good night. But yeah, I felt like it was a lot more effort to make characters not dirty. Cause there's this one sequence where Ciri is in the desert and all of her skin, like her face and her hands and her hair, are all filthy because she's been trekking outside in the desert, and she's like blistered and her skin is dry because she's been in the desert and she hasn't had anything to eat or drink in a while. And she's like filthy because she's been sleeping on the ground and she's been running around in the sand, and she has nothing on her clothes. She is absolutely spotless, or her clothes are absolutely spotless, and it looks ridiculous. What's up? Because she's in like a red desert and she's wearing a green shirt, and it's so obvious that she does not have any, like, she doesn't have any dirt on her clothes. They look freshly pressed. So if you ever had a linen anything, they wrinkle like crazy, or they hold creases more like. And what was I saying? Yeah, it's like It doesn't have any rips, it doesn't have any dirt, it looks freshly pressed. It looks ridiculous on her. Boom, you're green now. Ooh. My other color. Ayy. Anyway, there's that, and then also, like, during, it wasn't even just that scene, it was during other scenes as well, where it's, she's wearing, or, I feel like I mostly noticed it on Siri. No, I noticed it on the other characters as well. They don't get dirty, unless it's, like, a very, very obvious part in the show, like, Geralt is cutting up a monster and it's spewing guts on him. They all look very clean, and it looks really weird, because the rest of them is, like, kind of not clean. So why are their clothes like that? Anyway. Birdwatchers Media? Yeah, I informed people in the Discord server. I was watching media. I was watching new things. I did have fun watching The Witcher. I'd probably not watch it again, and I'm not gonna watch the 4th season. But I had fun. It was fun. It was entertaining. I finished it. How you doing, Zinc? You always want to watch? Oh god, it's such a time investment. I watched, so I started it when it was still airing. I think it was in season 14. Since you saw the Scooby-Doo crossover, nice. I think it was in season 14 when I started watching it, but I don't recall correctly. But I watched. It's a lot. There are 15 seasons, and it is not great writing. I'm gonna be completely honest, I love Supernatural as a show and as a story, but for sort of meta reasons. For the story that it tells without it tells without trying, because there's, like, a secondary story there that is very fun if you think about it. And also just some of the sequences and some of the arcs are actually really good, and then they mess it up, and it's like, why? You had something good going on there. But I watched 12 seasons in, I think, it was like a few weeks. I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks. During school. I binged it. I binged a lot of it, and then I stopped watching. I think I watched some of season 13, and then I've watched clips from the other seasons, and I've watched most of Supernatural. I know what happens. It is, and I also know that I don't know what's happening, and it's really fun to watch it from, like, an outside, or see it from an outside perspective. And I don't think I'm ever going to actually finish it, because at this point, it's not about finishing it. It's about experiencing it the way I've experienced it. I should watch Arcane. I've been told I should watch Arcane. I'm probably not going to watch Arcane. I probably will never watch Arcane. Who knows? No, I'm stubborn. I probably will not watch Arcane. So I'm gonna recap all the lore from— sorry, I don't think anyone here has been here for the lore. Stop hating? I'm not hating on Arcane, I just don't think I'll watch it. It's a lot of effort to watch things that I was planning on watching anyway. I've never planned on watching Arcane. I know it's good. I know it's, like, critically acclaimed. And I know it has an aesthetic that I really do like. I just don't think I'll ever end up actually watching it. No judgment if you're watching it. I just don't think I will. Genuinely. No one was here, and I did a whole explanation on how stagnation works. Stagnating? I guess we'll call it stagnating. What was the last thing you heard? By the by. of the lore. I want the evil eye, but the evil red eye. I'm not gonna say that last word. I technically can, but I don't want to. Because I have less of a tolerance. Funny enough, I do have a tolerance for, certain words that I perceive as swear words. Some days I can say them, some days I straight up, it's like, no. And that is like on the edge, along with some other words I don't have the stamina to say right now. Yes, stags. I haven't done the ooh voice in a while. Wait, let me see if I can get it. I'm gonna have to refund you those points. I cannot get the ooh voice at the moment. I'm sorry. It's a tired day. We're tired. We're tired and we don't have ooh. We don't have the ooh voice in us. I've not done the ooh voice in a while, so it's a little hard, sorry. And also, I don't know if you can tell, I can tell, this is like the lower register of my voice. In the general aspect of things, and right now I can't go much higher. But yeah, oh, I hate you. I don't. What's the last thing you heard? You said stags, but which part of the stags thing? Because I can re-explain it to you, or I guess you can watch the VOD if you want, but don't do this, you're so annoying. I'm seeing your banner on my channel. It's fun. I didn't have a banner before, and I've been thinking about getting a banner, and then you made me one, so I didn't have to do anything about it. It's just there. It's also very funny. I think it's very funny. On brand of me. Thank you. The creatures are so— oh, so you didn't hear any of it. So did you hear what stags is short for? I don't— it's short for stagnation. I don't know why I'm asking, I'll just explain it to you. So stags is short for stagnator or stagnation. Usually stagnator, because that's the name of the thingies that individualized stuff usually people turns into. It's usually people because, yeah, no, it's just usually people. Not that, like, other creatures or objects can't stagnate, but... oh, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna think about that. That's gonna... anyway, it's gonna derail me. So it's... stagnators, don't... they, once were something that was unique, or someone that was unique, like, had a level of uniqueness to them, and that's like, cosmically unique, I mean. Which was literally anyone or anything, actually, because everything is cosmically unique in this sense. So, when they interact with too much of the hallway potential, hallway essence, or they interact with a stagnator, or something that has, or is stagnating, I guess, it starts to take them over, and it's not like an infection, but it's kind of like an infection, so I guess it's not incorrect to say it that way. But it takes them over, and it unmakes them, kind of, because I don't know if you've ever heard this phrase "from dust to dust," but it's like it's like a religious thing, like specifically a Catholic, Christian Catholic. Actually, I don't even know if it's a specific Christian Catholic thing, but that's where I learned it because I'm Christian Catholic. It is the idea that human beings were made from dust, and to dust we will return eventually. That's the concept, except in this case, everything was at one point potential energy, sort of, but whatever is in the hallway, whatever is that goop that swims between the universes, that is potential and the ability to change. And everyone and everything that is unique was at one point in time that. And when they get overwhelmed by it, or when something ceases to be, it goes back to being potential, and yeah, it goes back to being potential. So when a person gets contaminated, sure, we'll go with contaminated, by stagnation, they return to being potential. And it is a strange and sometimes long and sometimes not very long process where you kind of, it's hard to say that you lose yourself, because it's not even losing yourself. It's kind of like being unraveled. Because it's not like it's not like it goes anywhere. It just stops being, or it like reverses being. I don't know how to explain it. And yeah, it is. I feel like I explained it better earlier, but that's kind of what the quote unquote infection that Kai had is, or Kai 1.0 is. It is the, like, unmaking of a person, or well, the blending of a person, because sometimes what happens is, instead of just unbecoming, you become more? Like, in the there's so much, it's connected to a lot of things. In this world, in the lore, there are an infinite number of people that are you, I guess you could say. And there's an infinite number of people who are similar to you, but not quite you, and there's an infinite number of people who are you, like you would claim that they're you, but they're not like you at all. And it just keeps going on and on because we are talking about infinity here, and anything, and it's always and all the time. So sometimes when you get contaminated with the hallway essence, what happens is you stop being you, the single instance of you, and you start being you, all of the instances of you. And eventually that becomes you, all of the instances of you, plus some of the instances that are not quite you or are almost you. So that's kind of, I don't know if you heard this, but the stags are, if there's a group of them, they're just people, they're not persons anymore. And it's kind of that idea at the first, like, sometimes when when it progresses, the stagnation progresses, it's you, and then all of the other universe versions of you that are similar, but are a little bit different. And then it's you and those versions, and then the versions outside of that, which are more different than that, and then it goes on and on and on, and the, I guess, range of people, like identities that you get mixed with, gets larger and larger until it is anything and everything, and you just become, you no longer are yourself. You are everything and anyone and everything else. So it's a really complicated way of, like, version of losing yourself, which is funny. My Microsoft Teams just opened up for no reason. Go to sleep, Microsoft Teams. I don't need you here. Thank you. I hope that explains that. Also, it's highly contagious. Quote-unquote contagious. It spreads very easily. Because it clings onto anything that that is both not potential and also has potential, which is all unique things are. They are decisions and potential, and it's very bad. Well, it's bad in the sense that it makes it really easy for stagnation to spread, but it's good in the sense that we can do things and we have free will. So, you know, upsides and downsides. Oh no, don't do that. No. So my computer is frozen. I don't know, it just happened. We're gonna wait for it to come back. There you are. Oh, no. Hey, can you guys still see me? And also, is my thing still alive? My stream still alive because it's frozen on my screen again. Ah. No, that's not working. Okay. If there's anyone in chat, please let me know. 'Cause it's... I have no clue. Yeah? Can you see my character doing a little dancey dance? I'm going to assume yes, and I'm going to keep going. Okay. So does that... Do you feel you know more about what... about the, illness? Shouldn't have been able to get into the bunker in the first place, but... Well, by design it shouldn't have been, but sometimes designs are wrong, and... There are solutions other than, forsaking, I guess you could say, someone who's stagnating. But it's also just easier to forsake whoever's stagnating. I have to manually... I think you always have to manually write the words you want to say. Typically. Very real lore. Huh? That's story lore, BB. That comes from like the actual stories that the bunker is based off of. Keep calling it a bunker because it's based on the Pocket Bunker story line. Not really storyline, the story concept, and it's not really a bunker. It's I guess it's kind of a bunker. I don't like thinking of it as a bunker for some reason though, but it's the council rooms. But yeah, it's kind of like, you know, when there's too many choices and you get really confused, I think it's called like analysis paralysis, where you stop, you get like anxious if you're writing on paper. Oh, you're writing it longhand? But yeah, that's what stagnation is. That's what stagnating is. I don't actually remember what the other ones are. I was looking up words for it. I have like sentences. I have sentence names for them, which is always fun. I love a sentence name. One of them I think is strangers to themselves and others, which is when it's people, and there's people with a lowercase p. Even at the front of sentences. Writing longhand sucks? Sometimes it's fun. I was writing longhand, I have like real life notebooks for a lot of my stories. And so I write freehand. Writing freehand. I do longhand notes for them. Bullet points. What are you planning to do with this information? Anything? It's just to know. Cause it's a lot and it's complicated. And it makes my mind do the whirly, like when you have a computer fan on and it go, or like Gemma serotonin. What? The existential crisis disease? Yeah, but a lot of this is very much it's a key. Go yippee. I consider it hallway lore because you guys are part of the hallway universe technically, which is a lot. You guys have inserted yourself into the hallway lore. You're technically part of it. Because of that technicality, I think you could actually meet some of the other character. Well, you could definitely meet the Sandallers workers and regulars, I guess. They're kind of workers. They spend so much time there. But I think you could also meet Goggles Kid Newbie by technicality. Although, could meet does not mean you would ever meet, because I think you would be in the part of Infinity where they could never get to. Not because it's out of the way, but because they don't know it exists, and so it'd be real complicated for them to try to get to it. The concept of infinity makes my head hurt. Just like a little bit. Just a smidgen. But it is there. And it is something I've done to myself. So, infinity it is. Because I'm in a lore mood. Any other questions you have, I won't make you pay for it. Anything about general lore. If you ask me another question about Bridge, I'll have to just say, I don't know. What do you want from me? Bridge doesn't do anything unless I'm there. Doesn't have her own life. Is kind of like there for a purpose. I watched The Good Place. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, Bridge kind of is like the Janet of the council rooms. Yeah, because so much of the lore is really based on, a story that is actually currently happening, and because there's not a story that's actually currently happening, it's hard to just say general lore unless it's related to a story that is being created, I guess. Yeah, we'll say that. That makes sense. I really want that key. Dang it. I'm not gonna try it. I know it's a bad idea. Are you informed there, or are you yelling at us via the radio? It'll depend on what we're talking about. The radio channel is obviously, so okay, so no, here, stream announcements go through the radios, but other announcements go through the PA system. Like, if I'm adding everyone, then it goes through the PA system, right? Because there's the PA system and there's also radios. I sometimes forget. I'm kind of extra with that. But if I'm in a club room or one of the other channels, it is like me there. Or depending on if it's like me actually saying something or like a like I'm informing you of something, I guess. It may be an offshoot, not one of the admins, but like an offshoot of Bridge, which are different apparently. I didn't realize. I guess they're different. Do I get points for teleporting? I do not. No, scratch that offshoot thing. I'm either there or it's through the channels, depending on how personal of a thing I'm talking about. Or not personal, but like how much it's like informing you of something versus having an actual conversation with you. I want that key. There's nothing I can really get to give me the key. I can just literally just jump here. I'm also technically not. If you were human, I'd look like redacted. There is a human form. Redacted is somewhere out there in the council rooms, just wandering around, very confused at where they are. We haven't told them yet. We haven't erased their memories, we've just blocked them. They're technically in the library. Well, no, you guys don't have access to the library. So yeah, somewhere in the archives, somewhere in the vault or the archives, I'm actually not sure which, are redacted memories, and redacted is wandering around somewhere in the council rooms. And is sort of the human form. Was the first council member there. Woo! And so is the originator of many of the things. I, as Bridge, just kind of run the council rooms, but I didn't create it. That was redacted, or yeah, or human form Bridge. Are we part of human form Bridge, or is what does Bridge's skin feel like? Like the spider? Possibly prickly. Not skin, but there's like, because Bridge is like a tarantula, Bridge has like the little tarantula hairs, and does not kick off the tarantula hairs, so they're fuzzy. They're fuzzy, but like, you ever pet something that was like soft but also kind of hurt at the same time? If you've ever, this is a very specific example, but dwarf Alberta spruces is kind of what Bridge feels like, except if all the needles were thinner. It's soft, but it kind of hurts to pet. It's like prickly. It's weird. It's a very interesting sensation. Anyway. So specific. Please. I don't know how to get more points. I think getting that other thing would probably get me points, but I do not want to risk falling into the water. I wish there's another way to get there, but I just want to... Okay. Level 17. Okay, I'm kind of... Oh no, it is always changing. Typically not in ways you can perceive or notice. So the layout... Okay, so the layout does always change because, again, all the doors... the only permanent door, quote unquote, is between the council room, like the main meeting room, and the hallway to the club rooms. That's the only permanent, door there. Or well, semi-permanent door, technically. If I was to create a vision, like an actual model of what the place looked like, I would make it so that the council room, like the main meeting room, is connected directly to the hallway of the club rooms. But if you did really want to, you could go through the hallway or the door that connects them to somewhere else. Like, it's the only sort of solid connection, but it's not like 100% solid. It's not like real world doors. It's not the only way. It's like not the only it's not the only thing that can happen if you go through that door, from either side. It's not going to always bring you to the meeting room. It's not going to always bring you to the hallway of the club rooms. So, yeah, the existence of the rooms does not change unless there is an announcement about it. So you can't lose a room unless you get told about it, and you can't gain a room unless you get told. Well, you don't necessarily need to be told about it. You just find yourself in that room. What they look like, actually physically look like, is in general always changing because it is created by your perception of the rooms. They're going to have the same general look to them, but for example, if you go into the meeting room and you scratch the table and then you leave the room and you forget about that scratch, when you re-enter the meeting room, the table's not gonna have the scratch on it anymore. Or maybe it does if someone else has remembered that. It'll become an amalgamation of things that you remember and then other people remember, and it gets real weird. I'm going to just ignore. How did Bridge and the admins form? The same way everything else in the hallway and in the council rooms does form. The hallway potential gets used up by something that can make decisions and choices. In this case, technically they're made up by Redacted, or they're thought up by Redacted. Well, sort of. The admins kind of are from Bridge, but that's kind of an iffy subject because Bridge is also technically Redacted, so it's really weird. There's a lot of technicalities, so it's iffy. But something that has free will and a conscience makes a decision and invents something new. because you're in the hallway, or at least relative to the hallway, it's a lot easier to make things up or make things become reality than is in the universe, because in the universe you actually have, like, there's cause and effect rules that are in place. In the hallway you can kind of just shape potential, like the outside potential energy, into things. Yeah, like Redacted got out into the hallway and created the council room, and then I actually don't know which came first, because obviously Redacted is somewhere in the hallway, but I am unsure if Redacted got into the hallway and then created Bridge and the bunker and things like that, or if while in universe the bunker and Bridge got created and then Redacted somehow wound up in the council room. It might have been both. Honestly, time's weird. Well, not time. Series of events is weird, because it could be that the council rooms was formed first and then Redacted somehow found themselves in them, or that Redacted found themselves in the hallway and then created the council rooms, or it could kind of be like that they did the council rooms and Bridge and the admins were already there, but they weren't active until Redacted got into the hallway. It's like there's a lot of sequencing that is questionable. Before someone makes or defines or has someone else make their opinions in the council, are they just their PFP walking around? So everything with sentience has a perception of itself. That is something that we cannot avoid, because to be aware of yourself is part of being yourself. So everyone has a form, whether said or loud or not. Everyone has a form. It can change, obviously, at the behest of whoever it is, but everyone has a form already. Like they don't, it's what they're born as. Well, no, okay, so not born, because but the thing is, so how this works is, typically in a bunker, it would actually be a collection of already created beings collected from other universes. The council room is a little bit tricky, mostly because I let you guys roleplay whatever you guys want. It is still that you guys are already created beings that have a form. But yeah, over the year, yeah, you have an already created form, because I've decided you guys can mess around with your appearances and stuff. You have the ability to change and harness the potential of the hallway to be a little bit different. But factually, that's kind of just like a skin over whatever it is you were originally, and isn't impermanent, but isn't, strictly speaking, real. Yeah, that's about right. All of this is things I know for sure. It's just hard to explain sometimes. But yeah, you guys are people, sort of. You have a form already. Whether or not you present as that form is besides the point. But you have a form already. And now the key. I saw the key, but I missed it. Fun fact. I don't think Bridge walks. Weirdly enough. I'm thinking about it, and Bridge and walking sounds wrong. I think they just kind of appear. I think they teleport. For the most part. What are all those legs for? I don't know. Or arms? Are they arms? Well, they're a spider. Who knows? It could be either. Ooh, I can bounce very high. But yeah, that's the thing with creative liberties. You can kind of do what you want with them. I really want to cosplay the himno kit. No! I'm so sad. No. I really want to cosplay the himno character. I really have to find out if the himno has a name. I bought, I went to the store, to the thrift store and bought dark red fabric because I like the, design of the face for the first himno game better, but I like the oh shoot, I like the clothing design of the second of Silent Melody better. So I'm mixing character design because I can, and it's more interesting. So I found, and with the character design of Silent Melody, it's a lot of, it's like a tank top and then drapey fabric over the shoulders. And I bought some fabric for drapey fabric, and possibly also, because it's a tablecloth, so I could also probably use it for the shirt, but I have to decide on what kind of a shirt it's gonna be. And then I need to find something for the pants, because it's a very light blue, and they're kind of just Harlem pants. And then the belts, and the head, and the sword are what is, I think, the main parts of the outfit. But then I also want to add on other things, because one of my favorite parts about seeing other people do cosplays is all the other thingies they add. And whenever I plan to do cosplays, it's very, like, I guess basic. I never do any of the extra little details. And I'd like to put little extra details. I think it's fun. Ow! There you go. I also still have to finish the Bridge cosplay. I'm always in Bridge cosplay, kind of. But I kind of, I don't know. I have fangs and the cloak, most of the cloak. I don't have to finish the cloak if I don't want to. But technically I should have leaves on top of my head. So I can do that. Actually, I haven't added any of the leaves, so I'd have to do that to the cloak, but it might make the cloak less wearable. It's already questionably wearable at the moment because I don't have a lot of clothes that go with wearing a cloak. Although, I don't need to wear clothes that go with a cloak. I can just wear the cloak, but I'm pressured by society, and so I'm sometimes I don't want to be embarrassed wearing the cloak, because I really like the cloak, but it's a lot, and it feels like a lot to wear. And I also have a lot of, like, light jacket things that I don't wear, that I should really wear. Yeah. So, Oh, can I not get this? Opening pots. Himno so chill? Yes, that is why I like playing it. I really should probably try at least Silent Melody, because it's more interesting, but I don't really want to, so I'm not going to. It's fun, and it's like a game I've actually played by myself, which doesn't usually happen because I lack motivation to do a lot of things. Because I would honestly, a lot of the times, rather be reading than doing a lot of things. Because reading is an individual sport. Like, I know that playing video games is also a lot of times an individual activity, but I don't know, it just feels like I have more control when it comes to reading things than I do like watching videos or playing video games, since I don't usually want to do that, but I like playing Himno. Which is also why I want to cosplay it as the character, as the Himno. I have no clue what Himno like means, or why it's named that, or if it's just a fun little name, a fun, funky, fresh little name. I'm never getting that key. Anyway, I want to get, for the like extra little design thingies, they're the green little stones that you can collect, and I want to get those and put them on like a string or something, or like make them, I guess, and put them on a string. Ah, let me through. There you go. To where I want to get, I want to make the wisps. I think I do keep calling them sprites. I want to make the wisps and have them maybe in like jars, like I captured them, like firefly yeah, like I captured them like fireflies and hang them on a belt, on my belt, because I have to wear this yellow belt. Or not have to. It's part of the outfit. I think having like, I don't know if you can see the like little flowers here. They're very cute and also colorful. And I could do those and also put them on my outfit somewhere. Obviously the sword. The character, if I don't know if you've seen the actual like, I think not concept art, the art, the official art of the game. The Himno character looks like it's made of stone, or is like an automaton or a construct that was animated and is like articulated joints. And I think that's really cool, and and if I'm actually going to make this, I'd probably continue to add things to it, like things to the cosplay, because that's also something I see other people doing that I don't do, is continuing to add things to their cosplays. But like making a bodysuit of stone, or like not of stone, but to look like stone, and then putting like the mossy cobble look to it, I think that'd be cool. Just little things like that. Maybe I have a torch. Things like that, yeah. I think it'd be cute. I was also, I don't know, again, I don't know if you've seen, maybe I would just, no, I don't trust, because my screen doesn't work anymore, that you can see what I don't know if I can trust that I can change it, but if you've seen the official art for Silent Melody, the draped fabric around like the neck and shoulders looks very similar to cloaks that I've seen people make, like really simple cloaks that I've seen people make with big pieces of fabric. It looks like the part that's just draped around the shoulders, but That's not to say that I can't make it like a cape cloak thingy, and also that'll be really cool, and I want to do it. So I'm probably gonna do that. It might be easier than trying to figure out how to do the other thing. Mostly I just want to find a way to be allowed to wear a cloak. I like making cloaks. I don't know if you noticed. Also, it's a red cloak. It's a darker red cloak, but it's a red cloak. I have to go to the bathroom, so I will be back. We're gonna hope this works. Cool. I'll be back. I have returned. Screens. No screens. God, I hope I hope this stuff is visible and I'm not just like streaming actually nothing. Sometimes I just want I wish I was more of a gamer and just play, and I could just play games silently and it's instead of talking over them. I guess I technically could do that, but I feel like it's weird to do that. Anyway, I still have to figure out, still talking about the cosplay stuff. I'd still have to figure out how to do the head, because I want to make something that I can actually see out of. I don't think it'll be super hard, but I also don't want my face to show through it. And with the way that yeah, you can hear me. The way that the head looks in the design, it's you can't really see it, but it's like a it sort of looks like stone, and then the front of it is like a green gem glass looking shiny thing. And I think I could probably make that see-through, but I don't know how I would make that see-through without you being able to see me through it as well. I don't know if there's like a film that works like one-way glass or something, or like one-way mirror. I always get confused like that, because whenever I hear people talking about it, or not whenever, but a lot of the times when you hear people talking about like one-way mirrors, they'll say two-way mirrors, which is not the point of the mirror. The point of the mirror is that you're only able to see through it in one direction. I guess it would be one-way glass, because usually you can't see through a mirror at all. No. Okay. We're going with this one. I think that's just like an accidental saying that people, or like an accidental thing that people say so much that it's just what people learn to say, even though it's incorrect. Which is weird. I was thinking about starting, or not starting, no. That's not how I wanted to start that sentence. I'm going to be starting school soon. By soon, I mean next week. So, I don't know what the workload is going to be like. I'll probably I might end up taking a little bit off of streaming for that. I kind of wanted to take today off of streaming, honestly, but I took last week off streaming, and I felt bad if I didn't stream for like a month. Alright, I would feel bad if I didn't stream for like a month. Just because I didn't feel like it. I could do that. But I don't know, I just started streaming anyway. But yeah. I just want to play himno in silence. Sometimes I have a lot to say. Like, some days I have a lot to say, and then some days I don't. I might have more to say than a lot of people do, to be honest. But that's mostly because I've been streaming for like 2 years, and I've gotten used to saying lots of stuff. Or speaking when no one's speaking to me. Which is not a skill that I realized I was developing. And it's a weird skill to have. Talking to no one. It's not like I haven't spoken to myself before, but usually it's not out loud. Actually, no. Usually it's not mostly out loud. because I do a lot of talking to, I guess I do a lot of talking to myself, but I think you'd technically just call that thinking. And I'd have whole conversations with myself. But talking to yourself like that and talking out loud to essentially no one are very different skills. And it's weird. That's it. It's just a weird thing. It's a weird skill set to have, I guess you could say. How do I get up there? Okay. Yeah. Jump, jump, jump. Nope. Oh. Why don't we just do this? I have to work on my resume for school. Technically, I've had to work on it for the past 2 weeks. And well, 2 weeks tomorrow, and I've been procrastinating about it. Because I haven't wanted to do it. I really should. I think I'll probably do it tonight. I'm already at my computer, and that's where I can work on it. And I haven't wanted to touch my computer, so I haven't been touching my computer, so I haven't been doing my work. That's actually untrue. I've been wood carving again, so I've been sitting at my computer, and I did use it to listen to stuff. I'm gonna use my phone to listen to stuff, so I wouldn't have to use my computer. But, yeah. But yeah, I have to work on my resume and submit it. I should have done it last week and last week as well. But working on things is hard. But it should be fine. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Ah. Oh. Okay. I momentarily fully forgot what I was doing. We're gonna go through there. I don't actually know if these are actual real gemstone thingies or if one of them's like the superimposed version, but we'll find out. I also probably should find out why my computer keeps shutting down when I stream. If it's because of Microsoft Teams, I'm gonna be very upset. That's not where I wanted to go. I didn't even want to get Microsoft Teams, but my school uses it to do stuff. Bro, I don't know. Oh, there's also supposed to be like... I just realized we were supposed to have like meetings and lectures, and I 100% did not check if we did over the last few weeks. I might have missed some stuff. Technically, it's all, like, optional, so it's not, like, an actual super big deal, but I probably should have also been attending those. It's fine. It's fine. I didn't see them in my emails, it's fine. Because I have been checking my emails. Even if I've been ignoring an email that said I had to work on my resume. And I fell off into the sea again. It's been almost 2 hours. It's been an hour 41 minutes, and I am tired, and I do need to work on my resume. So I am going to call it a night. you're here, thank you for coming. If you've stayed with me, thank you for staying. And good night. Bye, 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 bye.